And we're back, fellas. Episode what? 9, 10. Who's counting, right?
Double
The
digits.
Steelers have a new head coach. I've had a chance to get out of my feelings about it and get logical about it. You know, that's what we base ourselves on.
Try to.
Try to, exactly. We all got things that trigger us, right?
Right.
When it first happened, I was like, no. First time I've been watching this team, I don't like the direction ownership is going. The con is he's 63. I can't get off the age part.
Yeah.
He's 63. So we don't go through coaching cycles every 3 years. That's the Raiders and the Browns.
Right.
I don't want to go through this in 3 years.
You going?
I really don't. So that's the con. The pro is we're going to score more points. Supposed to. It's been about 4 days, I think, something like that. And as you know, I listen to a lot of information, and there's a lot of people breaking it down why they think this is a good hire. So I'm still straddling. I'm not quite on a pro yet. I'm still looking at it as McCarthy. Then they broke it down what he did to Dallas and Dak's best year.
Wherever he goes, he scores.
He does. But and here we had a guy that was a leader of men for 19 years. It's some leader. I'm not saying he's not a leader, but I guess I'd expect him to be like Tomlin either. Somebody else broke this down like this. They said both him and Tomlin are very, very similar, but here's where they differ. McCarthy destroys bottom feeders. His record against sub 500 teams is phenomenal.
Okay.
Tomlin's is the games you're supposed to win. Everyone's supposed to. McCarthy's record against plus 500 teams is
not good.
And Tomlin's is phenomenal. So they both, we're about to flop. I prefer a coach that leads us to beat good teams. I'm not saying I want to lose to Cleveland 2 out of 8 years like we have in the past 8 years. It'd be 2-6 against Cleveland. Or 1-5-1 or something ridiculous like that. McCarthy is brought in to win those games. But I don't think he's going to go into Detroit like Tomlin did and beat the Lions. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't. Yeah. So what do you want? So there's a pro and a con to it. They break it all these stats. 5 years in Dallas. First year was bad, 6-10. Last year was bad. In between 3, 12, and 5s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I forgot about that. In his 3 years, they were with points and yards, 1st and 5th, 2nd and 6th, 5th and 8th. They always in the top 10 in both points and yards when McCarthy is balling and rolling.
Right.
So I don't know. I haven't talked myself into it. They didn't ask my permission for this hire.
They didn't.
What their problem is? They got my cell number. What's the problem?
You definitely in the majority, man. Listen to Steelers podcast and social media Steelers folks, and they are upset.
They are
upset. I don't think they're coming off of that for a minute.
We don't hire. Are we good? Yeah, that's what's right. We just don't. That's not how we hire. I will say this.
The coaches are in the 30s by the time when you all hire them. They're in his 30s.
No, Colin and Tom are all early to mid 30s or mid to late. It's not how we typically do things. I will say this. The owner of the previous two, comparatively speaking, a lot of people don't like what Art Ritter II is doing.
Yeah, they're not fans. That's obvious.
They don't like the direction this is in.
I think one thing that's happening, and I'm just looking from afar, and I see them, because we in the same division. You know how what you say about the fans wouldn't tolerate a rebuild, and they wouldn't tolerate just being you know, just being sorry, basically. They have to somewhat be competitive on that level. I think the organization is obsessed with that right now to the point where the goal has become, I'm hearing a lot of Steeler fans say the goal has become just to win a playoff game. They'll be happy if they win a playoff game.
Right.
Now, here's what I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you say fan bases don't like, okay, take the Patriots for example. The last several years, most of them they finished, what, 4 and 13 or whatever,
Two straight 4-13 seasons.
2 straight.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most of them are happy right now
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So are you willing to pull those wisdom teeth out so that you can have some relief for your mouth?
Right. Right. Well, let me ask. Hold on. Let me ask my Troy Polamalu figurine. Troy says no. Troy got my back, y'all. Greatest safety of all time.
You would not want to go through. You wouldn't want to go through that if it meant you are getting your hands on a stud quarterback and being in the Super Bowl.
There are, and here's how I answer that. There are as many teams that took the Patriot route to get Drake May, and as many teams to tank, which is losing on purpose, essentially. And it didn't work out. And you still hobbled 6, 8, 10 years later. I know it's life, NFL emulates life, and it's no guarantees. But you're always taking a chance and rolling the dice on crapping out or hitting 11. It worked out for New England. I can enumerate the teams that did the 3-14 and 4, and they still stopped in 6 wins. So it's good and bad with that. That's number one. Number two, I'm looking at the 4 teams that made the conference championships. And I'm looking at the team, I threw the Ravens in this too. Ravens won 9 games, Steelers won 10. I can see if the Steelers, Henri II, was making this declaration at a 6-11 team. But people are suggesting you tear down a 10-win team. That's unprecedented in NFL history. To tear down a 10-win team. In other words, if you got 10 wins, you're closer to where you want to be than 4-13.
I'm not even saying tear it down. I'm not saying tear it down.
What you're doing.
Well, what I'm saying is I wouldn't assign Aaron Rodgers because it was almost an inevitable result. He's going to win some games just off of guile, and every game he wins is going to prevent you from down the road getting better. He's going to make sure you all stay right where y'all been for the last several years. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
It almost hurt you bringing him in. Now, it hurt us. It's embarrassing to get swept by him. It's embarrassing. That tells you something about us.
Right. Well, y'all defensive issues is about to get fixed because Jesse Minter got a great system. I do worry about first-year head coaches that everybody has a specialty. Either it's offense, defense, or special teams. Harbaugh and Bill Cowher special teams. Tomlin was in the secondary. Everybody got a specialty. I read somewhere that one of the issues when a head coach calls the plays, like McCarthy's about to, he just admitted it. Sean McVay calls his own plays. And this guy broke it down on a podcast I was listening to. I don't remember which one. I would love to give it some shine. He's like, look around the league, especially at head coaches who call their own plays and don't use an offensive coordinator.
Okay.
They have bad clock management.
That don't apply to us. That apply more so to y'all.
Well, Tomlin's clock management wasn't great either. So defensive background coaches in there too.
Yeah, but he wasn't a DC. He was a what was he, a linebacker coach or something before he came over?
He was a secondary coach. Yeah, for Minnesota.
I hear what you're saying. I think it's harder to be a head coach and offensive coordinator than it is to be a head coach and defensive.
I think so.
I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree. But he mentioned some of these like geniuses, and he threw Sean McVay and Sean Payton's name in there. And those guys are like the pinnacle of coaching, according to what I'm told in NFL stuff.
Absolutely.
And how did they lose? They mismanaged the clock in the fourth quarter. McVay gets away with it because he has Matt Stafford, who's great.
McVay just makes poor decisions. He makes emotional decisions. I don't know if it's always clock, but it's like, why are we going for it here in this situation when you don't need to? It's like his heart gets, you know what I mean? And he's like, I gotta do it, and I gotta do something drastic when you got all this time left. It's weird. It's very weird.
It made sense for Sean Payton to go for it with forget a rookie quarterback. This was like his second game.
I don't understand Sean Payton. He's still now. I don't know if you've seen the past week or so, but he's still kind of like deflecting and not pointing at himself and his failures. Yeah.
He called him.
He's very stuck on himself.
Percy, if he kicks that field goal, they absolutely make it to the Super Bowl. The way their defense was playing, and with the forecast, everybody knows what was coming. There is no way. The one touchdown Drake May got, they handed him the field position. And furthermore, I mean, I'm not ready to call him overrated yet, but I'm headed in that direction.
Who?
He's okay. He's okay. The train is starting to get on my nerve with Drake May.
Oh, Drake May.
Okay. Oh, Drake May.
He's okay.
But I don't hear a lot of people saying Drake May's great or anything. I mean,
well,
I take that back. There was some people talking about he in the MVP race, which is absurd. That's kind of absurd.
Yeah.
But that's national media, man. I don't take them seriously. They just
They need something to talk about right now.
Look, they talking about either him or Matt Stafford going to win the MVP. Huh? Wait, in what world is he on Matt Stafford's level? It's an insult, but whatever.
They should come up with a separate award for the quarterbacks.
How old is Art Rooney II, Neil? Do you have a ballpark?
In his 60s.
He's only in his 60s.
He looks older than that, I guess.
No, the reason I ask is that makes that hire even more peculiar, because I'm like, well, maybe if he feels like he's, going to step away from that position at some point in the near future, I'm gonna get somebody that's established that I'm comfortable with because I've seen his track record. You know what I mean? As opposed to some young guy where we got to be patient. I'm just wondering, is he looking at an exit strategy sooner rather than later? It's hard to get in these people's heads.
I know.
Because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. You got all these other candidates out there. And I'm not even necessarily just talking about the quote-unquote, which is the fad now of the young coordinator. But there are other established coaches around the coaching circles that he could have picked from. They didn't even bring them in for an interview. They had to interview like 3 people.
I only wanted 2 of them.
Yeah, I know.
Shula and Kubiak.
Yeah. And they didn't interview. Well, Kubiak still. You can't interview Kubiak other than a phone call, right?
Right. But now the Raiders got a Kubiak. It's a claim. It's
his younger brother.
Yeah, his younger brother.
His younger brother. I don't know anything about that.
So the Raiders haven't made a hire yet?
No. The Raiders and the Cardinals still don't have coaches.
The Raiders and the
last 2 teams. Yeah.
Man, nobody want to go there.
Now, Mil, I will say this. It looks like Brady wanted our guy, so that makes me feel pretty good. Tom Brady wanted Minter. That's what I'm hearing, and he didn't get him.
A lot of teams wanted him. A lot of teams wanted him.
But listen to what I'm saying, Percy. Brady wanted him, so the fact that he didn't get him, that makes me feel good.
Oh, I told you, I told you to feel good about that hire before. I didn't know Tom Brady wanted him. And I think you should feel good about it. Again, it's his first year. He like McCarthy, gonna have his welcome to the AFC North moment, is what I call him. The football, regardless of team win-loss record, is different in this division. I don't care what anybody says.
It don't matter. Yeah, throw that out.
Like I was telling Ed, nephew, before you signed on, I know he was part of Bears Packers, and that was a legit. To me, that's number 2 in the NFL. Ravens Steelers 1, Bears Packers is 2. So he knows what rivalry is like, but it's different. Steelers Ravens.
And what were the Bears back when he was succeeding with the Packers? You know,
they owned them. They owned Chicago.
exactly.
Rodgers in 28 games, his first 20, he was like 23-5 against
Yeah,
them.
so
That
owned them.
NFC Championship game when Green Bay won, the game was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right. So, hey,
I mean, your biggest thing is for the Steelers is the staff he hires. I mean, you all as fans really need to be watching who he brings on and his assistants and his coordinators. I don't even know if he's going to bring an OC. He thinks he's an offensive.
he's bringing in an OC.
Is he?
You need somebody to fill the position. You know what I'm saying?
Do you though? Just a name? I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of goofy when you
that's
know
what
he ain't
teams
going to be
do.
doing nothing.
They brought in the Raiders defensive coordinator, a black boy. Have y'all heard anything about this, by the way?
No.
No? They looking at, I forgot his name. They bring in, and I'm like, the Raiders?
So he's hired already?
It's just, he's done everything but sign the contract.
Okay.
What's his name?
I forgot, nephew.
Okay.
I'm
Well, he was the Raiders offensive coordinator.
defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator, okay.
And
So, but Percy was asking about when he was talking about your head coach calling the plays and the offensive coordinator being kind of just like a figurehead or whatever. You know, what does he really do? Oh, he helps with the game plan. Man, what is you talking about? Look, he's the offensive coordinator. Let the man call the plays. Look, I heard just before we got on, I heard that Sean Payton was calling the plays. The offensive coordinator was not calling the plays. Payton still blamed him and fired him.
Yes.
Still, the man wasn't even doing anything and still fired him. And he got to blame somebody for his mess up the other day.
It's cold-blooded, isn't it? Goodness.
I didn't know he fired the OC.
He messed up.
did.
He messed
Yes,
up.
he
He
did.
just admit that you messed up. Look.
won't do it.
I like Sean Payton, but just admit, brother, that you messed up.
He won't do it, Ed. He won't do it, man.
I hear
His
you.
nature.
He was coaching that game as if he still had his guy, his quarterback.
Yep. He said he was going to do that. To give him some credit, he said he was going to do that going into the game. He said his quarterback was in the top 32 quarterbacks in the league. All right, bro.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah, he crazy.
Patrick
He
Graham,
full blown crazy.
that's his name.
What's your guy's name?
Patrick Graham. And I'm looking at, listening to the Scout side this morning, or Matt Williams, the podcast I listened to you, and this is what this boy has done. First of all, he was defensive coordinator for the Raiders, so that's a problem within itself. You know, for 2025, the Raiders were 14th in total defense. He coached them to 14th.
That's impressive.
While the Steelers and the Ravens were in the 20s.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be the year the wheels fall off for y'all. I wonder, is this going to be the year? Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back.
Well, a lot of people don't want him back.
Okay, but the thing is, if he comes back, y'all going to be respectable again.
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to be respectable. You're not going to go far, but you're going to be respectable. I can't guarantee what's going to happen if he goes off to Egypt or the darkness retreat or whatever he's going to do.
You stupid. I'm going to tell you like this. I don't think McCarthy wants him. I don't think when he left Green Bay, it was a real nasty public issue. McCarthy's the head coach now. We got some time. It's just almost February 1st. The draft isn't even here yet. I think Rodgers is done.
Okay.
I think he's done. And
That was the Steelers.
done with the Steelers, yeah. Or possibly his career, because what would you bring him in for? To do what we did?
Right.
A
Yeah.
lot of teams that don't have a quarterback. So
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Look, There's a couple teams, probably 4 or 5 that could use
There's
him.
about 4 or 5 teams on top of my head.
Yeah, that could use him. I'll be honest with you, Arizona's tired of Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Now
They tired of paying him.
Yeah, that leads to what I was about to say. How much did Aaron Rodgers get from y'all this season?
Not much.
Yeah, it was
What was like 10 million, something like that?
Something very, very reasonable.
Now, I want y'all to put yourself in Aaron Rodgers' shoes. You know
Okay.
he already believes he walks on water.
Absolutely.
All these sorry quarterbacks,
And he smokes too.
25, 30, 35 million a year. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame. I have 4 league MVPs, and you giving me 10 million? All right, check this out. I'll
Right.
retire, and y'all can just keep Kyler Murray and Tua and all these guys that
Yeah.
stop making 60 million a year or whatever it is he makes.
Don't forget, throw Jared Goff in there. He up there in the mid-5s too, 55, 54.
Now, you know what? That brings me to another subject that really is about to put me in a bad mood. Man, I wish Shard was. I wish Shard was on right now.
Well, what happened?
Okay, the Super Bowl is about to be Drake May against Sam Darnold.
I know.
Here we go.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
So you
And
know,
I'm telling you, that's why, in my opinion, I don't think teams like the Steelers or the Ravens should do anything remotely close to not do a completely overhaul. I'm looking at the rosters from the 4 teams in the conference championships. The Steelers and the Ravens are not far. They aren't. I'm looking at the wide receiver rooms for Denver. They got Cam or Cortland Sutton. Can you name me their 2 and 3?
yeah, but their defense, Mill.
That's fine. But they have a great one side of the ball. Right, that's fine. They got a great one side of the ball. I know you were very hard on the Steelers because they were number 1 in the NFL in defensive spending. And they were one and done, right? Do you know who was last? The Rams. And they made it to a conference. They spent the least amount on defense. They were number 32 and went to a conference championship, but when it came down to it, couldn't get Sam Darnold off the field.
Well, they spend their money on offense.
And they drafted well. They drafted well defensively. Got versed. Some of these guys still on their first contract. So
Yeah, they do.
they're not going to be able to sustain that because them boys going to want money and want to get paid. They're either going to leave or you're going to be part of the team. So
But I'm looking at the Ravens roster and the Steelers rosters. I don't see much difference. I'm telling you, it's not talent, it's scheme, it's schematics. It's schematic for both teams. I'm throwing both of us in this schematic issue. They're being put in the wrong positions to
I
succeed.
agree. Schematics covers up a lot of warts, if you will.
I'm looking at New England's defense. They got a pretty good defense.
Yeah, but who are their stars? They don't have no stars. Yeah.
They not. I realize that.
Right.
The only reason I bring this up
Mm-hmm.
is because neither one of them is paying their quarterback a gazillion dollars.
Okay, but I'm talking about compare Ravens and Steelers to the 4 teams in the conference championships. Now, I know we don't have our franchise quarterback. Fine, that's the biggest issue right there. But if you take the quarterback away and do head coach and everything else, Ravens and Steelers are up there with them. They are, with talent. I'm looking at some of the things that I hate to bring out one play because there's so many plays during the season. But that game when we played y'all in B-More and y'all blitzed Rodgers and he just threw a swing pass to Jalen Warren.
Yep.
And as he's running down the field, the only thing you saw was 4 Steelers around him.
He saw
And
Aaron
then
Rodgers.
at the last second trying to knock the ball. And I'm like, they were not.
He saw that blitz coming a mile away. I was just shaking my head saying, What are y'all doing? What
When I'm
Zach.
when I'm
That's why he out of here.
You know what?
It's schematics.
You know how I don't know if y'all ever play Madden. You know how you play Madden and you like, well, let me just try this and see if it's gonna work. That's how he coached.
Right.
It was like, well, let me just take a swing. I know it's crazy, but it might, he coached me by the seat of his pants.
I really shouldn't. I shouldn't. You know what? You're right. There's a point to be made for schematics, and
Absolutely.
I'm going to bring up this. You just showed your what's that? A bobblehead of your boy, the long hair and everything.
Hey, you forgot the name.
This kind of leads into what I'm about to say about him and Ed Reed. Remember, we used to always make so many comparisons and also its differences in their two games. And this is another reason probably why Harbaugh had to go. One of many reasons.
Right.
How can I put this? The best way I can put this is, not all birds are meant to stay in a cage. And this is what I mean by that.
Ain't about to get prophetic.
This guy that we just hired, everybody's talking about, oh man, I can't wait to see what Kyle Hamilton. Man, Kyle Hamilton, he an all pro. We know what he's going to do. You know who I really want to see with this? Malachi Starks. Yeah, with this new coach.
He gonna be tough.
When Polamalu got to Pittsburgh, now I don't have any inside information, Neil. I'm just going to base on what I see, what I know about Bill Cowher, and what I saw from Polamalu his whole career. Bill Cowher probably at some point maybe used to pull his hair out. This guy, I need him to stop guessing. I need him to stop jumping routes. I need him to do what we tell him to do. And then at some point, maybe Cowher realized, you know what, I got something special here. And Tomlin realized it probably. And Tomlin might have even, based on experience, watching from he probably knew. Same thing with Brian Billick and eventually Harbaugh. As a matter of fact, Harbaugh and Ed Reed used to butt heads. They couldn't get along.
Yeah.
You cannot, when you got guys like Polamalu and Ed Reed, you cannot just tell them to stay back in case they throw the ball. Stay back. You cannot keep some birds are not meant to be kept in a cage. You have to let them roam free and do their thing.
Let them dogs hunt. You gotta let a dog hunt, man.
I think Harbaugh was holding him in a cage.
He was now.
He was early on. He was a control freak. He eased up later.
Yeah.
When he first got there, he was making it a point to say, "This is my house. Y'all gonna do what I want." They all said it after the fact. Ed Reed still talks about him. Dog.
It was on the Pittman podcast a couple years ago. He could retire for a while, and he brought it up then. It was like, I mean, who you talking to, man? No question.
And some people want to focus on the 6% of time that Polamalu and Ed guessed wrong. 6%. They don't say anything about the 94% of the time they was right.
Right.
Yeah.
It was very rare that they was burnt. Very rare.
And another schematic issue, I talked about the Ravens. If you notice, all the dominant defenses, the Texans, the Eagles, Patriots got a pretty good defense. I don't know how dominant. Broncos, they run a 4-3, right?
Okay.
Your front four gotta be
still stuck, and LeBeau's gone.
There's nothing wrong with that. I like 4-3.
4-3 is until another offensive coordinator, like the 4-6 defense, it eventually will all get figured out. But until somebody figures out how to dissect the 4-3, that's what you run.
Well, you can only be effective with a 4-3 is if those four, or at least three of the four, are dogs.
I think
and those teams you mentioned have that.
That's the issue.
If you don't look at the rate, if you don't have that, then well, you can run whatever the heck you want back there. It ain't gonna matter.
The Broncos, the Rams, the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Eagles all won 4-3.
They front fours are monsters, man.
Okay.
And the best
Defensive
front fours
tackles.
is the Eagles, the Texans, and the Broncos.
Yeah, their defensive tackles, their ends, they monsters.
And what's frustrating is I think the Steelers have the personnel to run 4-3.
You do? Well, with the young boy.
Let me redo that. We got the personnel for the front four. I don't know what the personnel for the linebackers.
You don't have the
Well,
linebackers.
after y'all cut past
we don't
the
have the
Raiders.
linebackers either, so.
Yeah, I think PQ is out of here.
Nah, he's trash.
So what? He think the Steelers gonna retire his jersey? Yeah, they're gonna retire it already.
He really a legend in his own mind, bro. He even be talking after this season. I'm like, bro, you ain't do nothing.
Yeah,
He is wild. He a legend in his own mind. I don't know who be talking to him, man. He the truth.
I explained this to Shad. Well, when I watched him play, I never got upset because I got to watch him plenty when the 4 years he was or 5, something like that, in B-More. And PQ made some plays, and he did, but you don't forget the moments where he runs around lead blockers and runs around tackles.
Man, look lost.
He's not Roquan. He's not the Chiefs. What's the Chiefs center guy? The guy up the middle, Chris Jones. He's not.
Fred Warner.
No,
He's
he's
nothing
not
like that. His
no.
you know his best season? It was Roquan's first season with us.
Was
Yeah.
Roquan.
About that.
Then he went and left thinking he was hot stuff and went to y'all.
And I said it before. When we drafted Patrick Queen, we thought we was getting Roquan.
Right.
And if he would have been that, we would have paid him. He would have never left the building.
Right.
We've been whiffing that linebacker for a long time.
And that was his position. Y'all used to nail.
Dominate. That's because we had Ozzy. Ozzy knew what he was doing.
Yeah, Ozzy
Now
was
it's
special.
just- that is not the constant strength, man.
No, it's not. No, but you know what? This boy,
Maybe mental
the one that got hurt, Teddy Buchanan, I like him.
Who's that?
The one that got hurt, Teddy Buchanan.
Okay.
Yeah, what'd you think of him?
I haven't seen enough tape to give you an opinion yet. I'll give him time. I'll be patient. What is this?
He got
second year.
No, he was a rookie, and he got
First year,
hurt
okay.
like at the end of the year.
Okay, yeah, I'll be patient.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have no problem with first, second year players that are trying to find their way. I have
Yeah.
no problem. Even if you tout them and put them on a pedestal and they don't live up to it, I still will. I'm looking at you a year 3 and 4.
Well, you know what? You
know.
got a pretty high standard with linebackers because you don't speak too highly of Roquan. And around the league, most people
on,
disagree
Ed.
with you. I be watching the games on Sunday, and I be like, "Are we watching the same?"
Nah.
I understand he's lost a step, and this is the same thing I was saying to you
It's
about
more than
TJ.
that.
Just
It's
because
more than
somebody's lost, it's a difference between lost a step and ready to retire. It's-
I'm
it's-
not talking about the physical tools. I'm talking about being in the right position. I'm talking about making sure your teammates in the right position. And he struggled with that mightily. You
Now,
can't put that all on Zach Orr.
What did we just talk about putting as a coordinator?
Right.
putting-
I know. But you can't put all that on Zach Orr. Huh?
Mitch is going to.
Players play.
He's going to get him.
Players play, bro. The guys that we hold in the highest esteem. How many times do you think somebody sitting in the play call, and this guy's like, okay, let's go Ray Lewis. I know that's an extreme.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, man, we ain't running that. Because he's studying film. Roquan don't show me that, bro. And again, I'm not dogging him saying he's trash, but bro, he is not what he was supposed to be with us. For whatever reason. You can point to whatever. He's not. You know, and now he in year 4 he going into with us?
Right.
He's one of the highest paid players still on a team that is strapped from a
Sean,
salary cap perspective.
Sean, he on here, he on
No,
here.
I'm not.
He on here dogging Roquan.
I'm not
Sean.
dogging him. I'm giving you an objective viewpoint. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the worst, but he definitely ain't the best.
Who
Not
does?
anymore.
He dogging Roquan.
No, I'm not. Come on, man. So, tell me if you agree with me or not. We'll go. I'll just go this past year. Again, physical tools aside, I'm just saying the things I've noticed is that many times he was either out of position or he wasn't able to tell his teammates what position they needed to be in. There was miscommunication and confusion. Then I'm just talking about on like a run play. Roquan over here, he in the wrong gap. I'm like, bro, you the middle linebacker. So I'm inside linebacker. Excuse me. We're not running a 3-4 mil, right? So, but I'm just saying, bro, that those type of examples I just saw too often to be like, this is our one of the top 3 players on the team. No, bro. But I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna leave him alone.
No. I love Roquan, but I think he's lost his step for sure. He's 3 years.
He's not talking about losing a step.
No, you were talking about that, not me. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he took it a step further than that.
I'm just talking about. Okay, so Ray Lewis last year, we know he was a shell of his former self. But what was he still able to do? Bro, you communicate.
He was lining everybody up.
I don't see that, and I have a problem with that when you are the top play and you got the green dot on your helmet. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. I'm gonna stop.
It's
I'm trying to be nice, man.
It seemed like there was a disconnect between him and Orr, from what I noticed. Him and him.
But do you think it was all Orr? I don't. I'm not saying that it wasn't culpable, but if your coach is screwing up, you're supposed to fix it.
Yeah, I see it as a combination of him not being what he was. You know, he's 30 or close to 30.
I think he about to turn 30. I think.
Okay, for 3 years college, and 5 years with the Bears. That's 8. And 3 or 4 with the Ravens. That's a lot of head banging. Close to a decade. And then you got our defensive coordinator. I mean, I'm not making any profound statement. The stats show he just wasn't a very good defensive coordinator. I think he was a very good player, but just the stats. So I think there was just a disconnect. I'll say that. I think Roquan this year you'll see something different.
Bro, I love how diplomatic you're being so diplomatic. He comes in here as an Elvis.
I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood, man.
He said, "We got mentor. I'm good."
Straight. I said it in the last podcast. He gonna get Roquan straight. Watch.
I can see that.
Saying it with Glee either. But he's gonna
improve.
Straight.
He's gonna improve all those defensive players, the ones that we decide to keep. I think some of the known guys might not be here.
Did you all watch his press conference? Anybody watch the press conference?
Man said, "I'm calling the plays."
Yeah, he said it. He said it in the press conference.
Yep.
He said it in the press conference.
He's calling his own plays.
Yeah,
he said it himself. Yep.
That's what that's what he's being brought in for.
And I'm gonna tell you something else, y'all. I'm gonna tell you something else. Everybody talks about hiring as a head coach these hot new offensive coordinators. The Super Bowl, both head coaches are defensive guys.
Good point. That makes me feel even better.
I'm not latched on.
I like it.
The offensive-minded coaches are better than the defensive-minded coaches.
I'm telling you what the prevailing sentiment, what most people.
Sentiment, because whatever your background is, you got to be a head coach. There's been success if the head coach has been offensive-minded, and success with defensive-minded. But
special teams.
But if you're a head coach, that's fine. But but when you talk to a lot of football people, they'll tell you, "Oh, give me the offensive mind." Really? I never latched on to the offensive mind. The head coach is better than the defensive mind. I don't agree with that at all.
It's because it's the sexy thing. It's the flashy thing.
It's the man. It's more that boils down to the man. It don't matter if you're a special team. I mean, Harbaugh won special teams. Billick won offense coordinator. Belichick won as a special teams originally. It's McDaniels is in the Super Bowl defense. The Niners coach offense has been to the Super Bowl several times. It's just the guy. Yeah. Either you're good at being a head coach. Yeah. Either you're good at being a head coach or not. No matter what your back. No matter what your background.
Look at Andy Reid. I mean,
Right. Offense. Offense. So it's just the man. So hopefully mentor. I mean, what was McCarthy's background, Mill, before head coach?
He's offense.
Yeah. So and he has a Super Bowl.
Does anybody know what he was doing? We were talking about this before the coworker. What was he doing before the Packers head coaching job? Does anybody know?
They itemized his whole career. It's been pretty extensive. He's been around. He got some experience.
He was a coordinator, or was he?
Oh man, I mean, gotta do research.
I was just curious.
You know,
I
You gotta do research on your coach, Mill.
Right. You're supposed to know this, man.
you know how they talk about Andy Reid and Mike Holmgren, the old Green Bay coach back in the day,
Old Mike, I
their
remember
coaching
him.
tree. Well, actually,
Yeah.
all of those guys, really, the original coaching tree is Bill Walsh. All of those guys have come hand in hand. All of them came from Bill Walsh. As a matter
West
of
Coast
fact,
offense.
as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay, Mike McDonald. Since he came from here, and Harbaugh was an Andy Reid guy, so they are part of that. Technically, are part of that family, that Bill Walsh family. And the other guy, Mike Vrabel, is from the Bill Parcells. Since he's from Belichick, and Belichick is from Bill Parcells. So Bill Parcells and Bill Walsh are still the grandfathers of all of these. Now, some Joe Gibbs, these guys back in the day, the Redskins coach.
John Shula got a tree too.
Shula has one. But Bill Parcells and Bill Walsh, if you took them out of the equation right now, today, they would barely be in the NFL.
There would be no coaches in the NFL. The system they run is created by Bill Walsh. Half the teams in the league run West Coast. And Bill Walsh created it.
He invented a new offense. Man, I'll never forget. Now, we was young.
He loves inventing iPhone or something like that.
We was young. Okay. But I remember saying to myself, man, who this guy think he is? He just gonna come. Football is about you gotta play defense and which is true.
You
I
did?
said, he'll be gone in 2 years. He
Who's that?
revolutionized everything.
Who's that, Ed?
Bill
Who's
Walsh,
that?
the
Oh, Bill
old
Walsh.
49ers back in the day. He was a revolutionary.
He was. He had the first running back in NFL history, Roger Craig, to rush for 1,000 and receive for 1,000.
Right, now it's become...
Now, your star running back is expected to do it.
Yeah. How about that?
Started. It was, I hate to date myself, it was a long time ago, but he had the first running back to do it. Now when a running back does this, oh yeah, he had a pretty good year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
McCarthy, Saquon.
And be honest with you, if you get over 1,000 yards rushing and 800 yards receiving, you a stud. You have to get 1,000 now. Roger Craig got 1,000 each in the 80s when you could get bust upside the head. So Roger Craig is in that system he played today, he'll probably have 2,002.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of this offense-defense thing, has anyone else noticed we're coming back to defense now?
Yeah.
You know, so every few years, the league adjusts. They'll try to give the offense the edge, and it'll happen again. Wait enough. Let's say the Super Bowl is 17-10, right, or 10-3, something crazy like that. Wait a year or two. They're going to make some more rule changes.
Right.
How many
They
more
do
rules
whatever
can
you-
they change? How many more
Right, so
offensive-friendly things can they do?
Here's the thing. You can change as much as you want. They keep doing it. The defenses always catch up. The defensive coordinators, like McDonald mentioned, these smart guys, you can catch up. That's why I heard people say there's no defense for good offense. Horse crap. I believe it's the opposite. If you play great D, which that has been proven many a day, I don't care who you got at quarterback. Brady, Mahomes, they've all eaten the dirt. I've seen them all eat the dirt. If you can run at their peak in the Super Bowl, I see when they're playing at their best, right? Super all pro Brady.
Right.
Shut up. If you can rush 4.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you have a solid defense that you don't have to be spectacular, but corners that can cover, safeties that are somewhat smart, and a defensive coordinator that knows what he's doing. You gonna score 7. How about that? You so fancy, right? And scoring all these points in the regular season.
Right.
So it's gonna happen again. They're gonna adjust, but the only way they can really change the essence of this game is to take tackling out. As long as you have to bring another grown man to the ground to end the play, it's going to be nasty and physical. I don't care what else you change. You could change all I was about to say something. You can change all the sweet pea rules for the quarterback. Right?
I'm glad you cleaned that up.
You can change that as much as you want. Don't hit it below the knee. Don't hit above the neck. Don't graze in the head. Don't twist them and slam them. Don't put your body fat on them. Change as much as you want. If the goal is to I was joking with Mill about this. We were at the fantasy football draft at Aaron House. I said, Mill, you and me, right? Just put us in the room, right? Just me and him. And the goal is for one of us to put the other one on the ground. That's the goal. You know how violent it's going to be in there? As long as the goal is to put another grown man on the ground, it's going to be a nasty, physical, violent game. So,
and don't let the weather be cold.
Yeah. And then the refs start putting the flag in their pocket. Refs don't care no more. They cold. They want to go home. Mm-hmm. So, that's what it's going to be, man.
You're right.
That's what it's going to be.
Isaac said that one time. I remember he said the essence of football. He said, sure, offenses, are doing their thing, but the essence of football is always going to be what it is, what it has been, what it is now. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Well, fellas, Sean, you missed most of the commentary on McCarthy being high by the Steelers. Do you got an opinion on it before I move to this next topic, which is going to be?
I think it'll do well. I was on Reddit and the Steelers fans were losing their freaking mind, But I think it'll do well. I think his time has passed for leading the team to the championship. But he's a good coach. They'll win games. They'll go to the playoffs. Probably more often than not.
I got you.
But he's old, so
63.
No matter how good he does, I don't know how long they're expecting him to coach. You know what I mean?
I just didn't want to go through this again 3 years from now, sure. That's
what's going to happen because retirement age in the United States is 67 and he's 63. So.
Yeah, Sean, we know what time it is. You really cracked yourself on that one.
Way to bring him down, Sean. Way to bring him down.
I'm just being realistic, man.
Hey, man, take another sip.
I'm just being real, man. Hey. But he'll do well while he's there. I think he'll do. He's a good coach. I've always liked McCarthy.
McCarthy, he cool. We Steeler Nation, we were like, man, what?
It's a Band-Aid.
Steeler fans, huh?
It's a
Band-Aid.
Eventually going to get wet and come loose, so it is what it is.
Is your next topic about somebody start with a B?
Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
First ballot.
Crazy.
And I agree with the decision, but before
Wait, why?
Meal never like
why?
Man, come on now.
Where's your objectivity?
And actually, my commentary really isn't necessarily football related, or why I think he is not first ballot.
Okay.
It's not football related. I can go last, so I can go first.
No, go ahead. Let's get it on.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
What's your topic?
The floor is yours.
Listen, here's the thing. When it's all, some of the reasons Belichick isn't the first ballot on his fault, by the way. Part of the issue with today's game, and I've talked about it for about 10 years, is this online gambling. And I'm going to follow me because I'm going to parlay into something. The cheating thing, I know, and I just mentioned the word parlay.
I talking about gambling and said parlay.
I didn't play that. There was this college basketball team, and college basketball is in full swing right now, where the NCAA just canceled the entire basketball program. They let all the players go. The ones on scholarship now are either out of the school, or you gotta get, if you're smart enough, or get some academic money, or you pay out of pocket. They let the entire coaching staff go, and the head coach. coach. First time in NCAA history, any program on any of the 3 divisions of college, they let it go because the players were involved in the point shaving and betting scandal.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Entire team go, not just 1 or 2 players or an assistant. They let the coaches go because word on the street, some of the assistant coaches were in on it. And I say that to say this. Belichick, it wasn't just Spygate. If it was just Spygate, you guys, I don't know if you agree with this, people don't remember what you did or how you did it. They remember how you made them feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
You always say, and I'm guilty of this, remove the emotion from it. Where people, you can't. Actually, you can't. You see how certain topics get us going? You can't remove the emotion from it. When Belichick got caught cheating, there's 2 things that happened. One, it was some evidence. And then here comes the press conferences. As the national media, they're supposed to ask questions. He was very smug.
Yeah.
And very ignorant, closed-minded, and arrogant.
Well,
The media has never forgotten how you made them feel. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, you tried it again in Cincinnati when Zach Taylor was I can see if you're a bank robber and you got caught robbing a bank. Then you get let out 20 years later, and then you do it again. And then here's the thing. You didn't get caught robbing a bank. You were just standing in line with a gun in your pocket. That's what it's like what he did. You in Cincy, you got hired somebody to reward Zach Taylor or whoever the Bengals coach is. Zach.
I think it was Marvin Lewis.
No, it was the Bengals coach now, his rookie year. Belichick is still coaching it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Taylor's rookie year.
Oh, okay.
Belichick didn't have any data on him. So he went to his sideline to record something.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah.
And he got caught. A second time.
Yeah.
It's like, how stupid do you think the public is?
Leopard don't change.
So not only did you get caught and you were a jerk when you got caught, like we all got raising kids, or I've raised them. When we catch them in a lie, all right, look, you caught. Stop the story. Tell me everything. Enough is enough. We're not stupid. And you looking at a media member asked them, well, why'd you do this that way? Because I could. Like, oh, really? The chickens come home and roost on everybody. You don't get a free pass. Sorry, fellas, you don't. You don't get a free pass. So, number 2, you were a jerk when you got caught. And you tried it again. Now it's time for him to go to the Hall of Fame. And what have we had since then? The Astros been cheating. They never felt the damn court. They never got that World Series should be taken away. And I know y'all not baseball guys. That should be.
I agree.
The whole basketball team just got canceled. And host of the Atlanta Falcons rookie wide receiver, not Drake London, I think it was Pitts. Somebody got suspended for a whole year because he set up a FanDuel account in his mother's maiden name. And
I didn't hear about that.
The Falcons rookie, well, he's not a rookie now, he's in his 3rd year. His rookie year, he got suspended for the whole year because he used his mother's maiden name to set up a DraftKings account, and they canceled him the whole year.
And you didn't even mention Chauncey Billups and all of them.
And what I'm saying, I know you harp on, I'm not saying the games are fixed. I never said that. But there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Their whole careers are being ruined, and now it's time for us to vote for King Cheater, and now everybody's like, oh, that's ridiculous. He belongs in the Hall of Fame. He got 6 Super Bowls. Y'all, come on. Actually, he can coach my defense anytime.
And you know he's going to get in the Hall of Fame. The whole argument is first ballot.
That's when I don't have a problem. If they never made it, then I would be with you.
They're going to give him God tier status. He's on Brady's level in his position. So.
This is why it's hard for me, Mill. This is why it's hard for me. Now, I agree with a lot of what you said. I don't like the media. I can't stand the media.
I can't
One day, there was a fire near here. So I'll give you 2 quick experiments. One day there was a fire near here, and Lucy was coming home from work. and I seen one of the news people come out and try to put a camera in her face, and Misha's about to start talking. So I was still in like my morning clothes. I came to the door with like a crazy sleeping hat on. I was looking real crazy. And I just was staring at the guy, and he looked at me and walked away. And then I was downtown in Towson, and it was shortly after Trump got elected. And I'm the only one of my persuasion walking around in Towson at the time. You know how Towson is. It's just the truth. This news lady, I can't remember which channel, 1302, ran up to me about to break her neck trying to stick that microphone in my face, asked me about what I thought about Trump being elected. I was like, I don't have time, and walked away. I don't trust them because they take what you say. First of all, they're too sensitive. They also take what you say and twist it. Now, I believe Belichick was a jerk. I actually thought it was funny. I used to laugh. But he was. The truth is, he used to treat the media like crap. Him and Bill Parcells, both.
Yeah, he got it from Parcells. That's
but this is where that's all fine. If you want to get back at Belichick, get back at him. But my real issue in this case isn't with the media. It's who decided the media gets to vote on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they shouldn't be there.
That never. Think of everybody. Think of who hates you the most at your job. Think of whatever group of people hates you the most at your job. Now imagine them voting for you for anything. So
to get a raise.
These men, we've all seen our average media member, and I'm not talking about the Steve Smiths of the world and the Shannon Sharps. They aren't true media people. They're athletes that try to make some money in the media. But I'm talking about true media guys. Them guys. The most unathletic, pitiful, sloppy looking, never played Pop Warner, never played a pickup game in the backyard. They know nothing. My daughter knows more about the game of football than the majority of them do. So
thanks for locking for. This is for you.
So I was trying not to say on that. So the fact that you are voting on with coach and players get in the Hall of Fame, that has always been insane to me.
I agree. It should be coaches and players, perhaps GMs maybe.
I take the fans.
No, fans
don't want to do that.
We can't do no fans. Fans are bad as media. But you're right. I mean, the media is very vindictive, especially in to all of you's point in the fact that the way Belichick came across, he was always smarter than you. He gonna let you know I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. So this is their chance to get back. Some of them straight lied. Bill Polian and some of these guys he was like, I don't even remember if I voted for him. Bruh, come on, you know good. So all that is this storied history and the bridges that the man has burned. You forget during these summer meetings and things, they have these side conversations with coaches and when they determine the rules and stuff. He's sitting right there, bro, and he's always going to let you know I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. So don't tell me that.
I'm going to tell you something else, Percy. I heard Scott. Y'all know who Scott Garceau is.
Yeah.
He said
he's a voter, right?
I don't know if he still has a vote. I guess so, but he had one for a long time. And he said on their radio show one time, I never forget. He said when they're in there in the room and a name comes up and they have to discuss a debate. Okay, that's one thing. But certain names come up. And it's not even a conversation. Everybody just looks at each other. When Joe Montana or Tom Brady's name come up, everybody's kind of like, come on, do we really have to do this? Move on to the next one. He's in first back. So that's what should have happened. That's probably what should have happened.
You got to take your emotions out of it because you can't tell me that he's the only coach that cheated. He got
they all cheating.
Matter of fact, Jimmy Johnson is up in arms about this thing. And he said, I did it too. I just didn't get caught.
Harbaugh was cheating. They all
Harbaugh cheated? That's interesting. I don't think he knew how to cheat.
Well, he wasn't, according to Percy, he wasn't doing a very good job of it. But look,
Harbaugh actually got caught one time.
Before you get to your point, let me say this real quick. Because I'll forget. Besides the cheating thing, and besides the fact that they wanted room to get other people in. I heard Roger Craig might get in this year, or I think Elsie Greenwood is going to get in, and so only a certain amount of people can get in. Blah blah blah. Yeah. There's something else I heard, a rumor, and I think this is what it is. Isn't Robert Kraft going in this year? You know how powerful the owners are. Kraft did not want to go in the same year with Belichick. You know, their split, their
That's
divorce was not pretty.
That's telling.
But you know what? He spoke up for this too. He said Belichick should have been a first ballot Hall of
He's
Famer
full.
in the media.
He's full.
Okay.
He's supposed to say that.
Yeah, he doesn't like Belichick. I do agree with that. I don't think he likes Belichick.
Here's my response to Shard. Shard, that's a very good commentary because I speak against the media myself. But here's another thing I look at. I'm going to come outside the media. With all this Spygate, Deflategate, which I admit was crap, after that,
That wasn't on Belichick though. The Deflategate. Okay.
it wasn't a Belichick. But what happens is that's what happens when you step into the mud. You swing it and everybody gets slung on. It's funny, after the Patriots had beat the Ravens in this particular playoff game, and one of the trainers with the little vest on found the ball really deflated. And then they went to Flacco and mentioned deflated, and Flacco was like, oh yeah, I like my balls deflated too. That was it.
Joe was straight out the gut, man. That boy real as can be.
He don't care. Joe don't care.
Right out here, they pump these balls up a half a pound from explosion. Catching is hard. If I can do it, yeah, I'll deflate it. You never heard another thing else about it. I thought that was legit about Flacco. One of his best moments for me. But what I agree with you, Sean, about the media. I'm with you. But the issue is a lot of this criticism of Belichick didn't just come from the media. It came from his peers. When all this was going down, the owners and GM started talking. Now they all stick together. The owners they may have beef privately, but owners don't talk about one another publicly.
Right.
They won't do it. You got 32 billionaires. They have to appear as a unified front for the player against the players' union. This is what we want. When it comes time of a collective bargaining agreement, you can't. If one owner comes out of the 32 and be like, "No, I want to do this," you will put them to a home and be like, "Hey man, come in."
It happened with Jerry Jones.
Yeah,
It happened with Jerry Jones.
But they reined him in. They reined him in.
And he didn't, because Jerry didn't want the salary cap, and everybody else did.
They tried to sue him. They sued him.
Yeah. Jerry Jones countersued. Countersued. This is the early 80s.
He's buck wild. He's buck wild.
The team that once spent the most money got the best players and won the Super Bowl. So I guess it's a good thing we do got the salary cap. The Cowboys will have 15 Super Bowls.
Right.
But once you start getting general managers, head coaches, and owners talking about it, that's beyond media. Your peers are now dogging you. You have costed, his victories have costed teams, I'm not even going to say Super Bowls. But can you imagine how many?
In some cases, yeah. The first one, Neil, I was wondering why is it the Patriots knew everything the Rams was about to do, and then we found out why.
They scored 3 points.
They was in their huddle. They were in their huddle.
Again, I'm going to just say this. He's a Hall of Famer. I want to make sure you understand that.
Question. Yeah.
I have no problem with him not being first ballot. When I say we, I'm talking about the public, Sean, the media, me, you don't like, the voters of anything. I was listening to the odd couple, Rob Parker and his young boy, Calvin Washington. It's a good show. And
It is a good show.
I like the odd couple. And one of their topics, the show lasts about 15 minutes, a half an hour long, and it covers hockey, baseball, basketball, football, soccer. If it's a competitive sport that can be bet on, these leagues and commissioners of these leagues need to start reeling in and making these betting punishments really, really hurt. They have to start discouraging the next Bill Belichick that wants to record someone's practice. You have to make it so egregious that they don't even think about it. That's the issue. And they have it. Now, coaches, I know they say all the coaches have cheated and recorded practices. I don't necessarily believe that. I know what can be proven. If you can't give me hardcore evidence, then there's no reason for me to believe it. I know that he did it for not 20 years, but at least 10. All kinds of evidence, and another thing that pissed me off about it is the first couple years of his recordings suddenly went missing.
Yeah.
Goodell had them suppressed. He didn't want the public to see those recordings. Why? What's the problem? If he's such a great coach, let me see it. He suppressed all of them. It got suppressed so hard, it's federal government level suppression. I read the story on Yahoo Finance. It's now like the FBI got involved. It's like, okay. So they had to see it in case they caught something outside of football. Did it catch an assault? Did it catch a rape? Did it catch a murder? Because the camera catching it is a topographical view. It's not close up on, it's not on the sideline. It's like he's getting photography like he's remodeling a stadium or something. How'd you get up there? First of all,
these are some good points that you're making. If you think about guys, legendary guys, if you think about your legendary Bill Walsh, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, John Madden, none of those guys, we don't ever associate those names with the FBI. You understand what I'm saying? The FBI never comes up when we're talking about John Madden.
That I recall.
they're real coaches. If you so smart, look, when I was at Pimlico Junior High School, I wasn't good at many subjects. You know what I was good at? Science, for some strange reason. I was good at science, A+. The other students in the class cheated off my paper because I was smart in that subject. I didn't have to cheat in it. When you're really smart at something, you don't have to cheat. That's the moral of the story. You know, all these legendary head coaches you just mentioned, a lot of them, when they were asked about Bill Belichick and the scandal when it was hot and going on, a lot of them was like, no comment. A lot of them brush it off. They don't want to drag them, but they don't want to support it either. Why would a legendary coach who's been coaching forever with multiple Super Bowls in the 70s, 80s, and 90s not want to give a comment on it? You're not coaching no more. You're not a GM. You retired. You're living in somewhere in Florida or Arizona. Comment on it.
They was cheating too.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Everybody cheating.
I don't believe that.
Who ratted him out? Was it Eric Manziel?
You made some convincing arguments there.
It turns out that when you're really smart at something, you don't have to cheat. I didn't have to cheat in math
That's a universal rule.
because I was good at math and science. I hated English, and you know who's in? And you remember Jerry Richardson, Brother Richardson's daughter? Mm-hmm. We graduated the same year.
Okay.
She sat next to me in English 3.
Okay.
In our junior year at Carver. Mm-hmm. She was great at English. Do you know whose paper I cheated off of? Hers, because she was a genius at English and I wasn't, so I had to cheat. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Because you wasn't good at it.
Now, I was terrible at it.
The reason why the Patriots used to cheat, even if they was blowing somebody out, like the playoff game with the Colts where this whole deflate thing came from, they was killing the Colts in that game. So people was like, why are they cheating? It's because they want to make sure the Patriots, they don't care if they win 70-0. They don't want to cheat.
It was intoxicating. It was intoxicating for him, no question.
Yeah, so
I'm in love with it.
He deserves to be in. That's my final thought on it. I think I've said enough.
Well,
but I will say this: if he was a quote unquote nice guy in the general public's eye, in the media's eye, I don't think this would happen. He'd be first ballot.
Absolutely.
That's how humans are. I like him, so I'm gonna look past all that, all the discrepancy.
Good or bad. It's the same reason why Shador and Shiloh having a hard time in the NFL because of how
I don't like him.
Dion was so confident, and I know Sean and if y'all remember him, but you remember in college. Go back a little bit.
I saw the highlights. I just saw highlights. Just highlights.
They don't tell the story.
Long story short, he went to Florida State. He's from Fort Myers, Florida, Southern Florida.
Right.
He was a monster. Literally the best, not just college quarterback I've ever seen, but could be the best college defensive player I've ever seen. You know how you watch a college game and you see somebody that's transcendent, you go like, oh man, why is he playing? Just go to the NFL.
Right.
He was doing this at freshman. When you went to college for 4 years, he was taking everybody out. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Then he gets to the NFL and he's doing the same thing.
And playing baseball.
and playing baseball, exactly. Dion, because of his abilities and his confidence, or arrogance, depends on who you ask, people feel uncomfortable. And to this day, a lot of the media hates Dion. His boys haven't done anything but try to live their lives and play football. And they hate his sons for the same reason nephew said. We remember how you made them feel. Dion was rude.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny about what you just said, Mill? I come across people sometimes, not lately, but years ago, they'd be staring at me. I'd be like at a party or some type of a wedding or gathering, something, and the dude just be staring at me. And I look back, this has happened several times. And I look back at him, and you know, you try to let things go, like maybe he got me confused, and then you look away, and he's still staring at you, so you didn't look, and you staring at him, and then you look, and then turn away. That has happened so many times. So you know what I figured out? You know what I figured out that is? It's y'all.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's from y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got me
Elaborate.
confused, huh?
Expound.
From Mill and Ed, cuz when they, so I don't know if you know, cuz when they used to play ball, they used to be
They used to fight everybody. Oh,
yeah, ignorant rude. So
especially Ed, I heard.
yeah, and they get me confused, and this one here actually struck people, Emilio. So I think Mill, go ahead, man. Go ahead. So they get me confused, and they be looking all so mean, and aside from that, some people that actually know who I am, they know the difference. They know I ain't Mill. They know I ain't Ed. They still treat me crazy, just for the fact that I'm related to them. I know it for a fact, man.
Now,
I know it for a fact. I've done research on it.
The main problem is though, Percy, and you didn't see this firsthand. Besides the brashness, me and Mill used to back it up, and I guess that's what y'all saying about Dion too. They really probably wish Dion would have came to the league just like Muhammad Ali back in the day. They wish Dion would have got lit up, but he didn't. He was shutting everybody. He was talking trash, and he was shutting everybody down.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
He poured water on somebody's head. I saw one highlight in the locker room of a reporter or something.
But Dion was Yankees. The Yankees won the division or the pennant. I think the division. And his name was Tim McCarver. Now, in Dion's defense, not that I defend him, McCarver was not a fan of Dion, and I'm putting it mildly. He really had ornery toward Dion, and Dion had the success, and Dion went 3 for 4 and had 2 doubles and a stolen base and played good. Yankees won the division, and McCarver went over to ask Dion a question. The question wasn't egregious. It was because after a 162-game regular season, with you finally dogging this man, he got tired of it. He was expecting a negative question because that's all you gave him for 162 games, and Dion doused him. And for the record, I didn't have a problem with him pouring that champagne.
Actually, he was with Atlanta, the Braves, the Atlanta Braves.
He won the Yankees?
Yeah, he was at the time.
I remember that. Braves, yeah.
I'm glad he did it.
Probably. And I heard what's the guy? He was on ABC. He's the holier than thou guy. I can't remember his name anyway. I heard him. Huh?
On ABC?
Yeah, I think it was on ABC.
NBC?
Anyway,
No, was he black or white?
ABC. He's a white guy, smaller, thin. He's been around forever.
Oh,
Bar Costas. He got it. Man, how'd you get that? Goodness gracious. Yeah, him. So I heard him talking really bad about Dion on some interview. Yeah, and it was in regards to Tim Carver. They were talking about that, and Costas was defending Carver, and he said something to the effect of, "I commend Tim Carver for restraining himself." And I was thinking, restraining himself? What is about to happen in that locker? What do you want to about to happen in that locker room? So I think that just speaks to what you were saying. The media has they definitely had something out. I'm sure they all talk, and they definitely had something out with Dion.
They're a, what do you call it, fraternity? They stick together even if they don't like each other. They will defend themselves against all athletes and everybody else. No question about it.
Right. It's like a popularity contest. It seems like these awards, a lot of it is popularity too, like the Oscars or that's like a popularity contest.
I can't. I just can't.
You're only here.
Because
I'm pretty sure at some point you all did not like the Patriots because of their success at some point. You may have admired it. You may be, man, these clowns again. They in the Super Bowl again. And then Belichick doing all that, so it's like, yeah, they all thinking about all of that. And they like, yeah, I ain't.
Y'all remember when the Ravens won the Super Bowl the first time, and Ray, you know how they say, "I'm going to Disney World." They didn't let Ray say it.
Right.
Well, that's because he thought he was a criminal.
Well, Shaw, that was because of the incident. What he got charged with.
Right. And it all goes back to popularity, though, because Robert Kraft hired a illegal. Well, all hookers are illegal unless you're in Vegas. So he hired a hooker.
Allegedly.
Well, yeah.
No, it's proven. That's been proven.
Look,
in Florida, okay, and she was an illegal immigrant, okay, from what I read, and practicing that, and even if you didn't have penetration intercourse, it's still sexual contact, and and she's playing the role of a hooker.
Oh,
now
I'm with
that. That got swept under the rug like nobody's business. That got swept under the rug so fast. The media talked about that for like 5 seconds.
Look, don't even get me started.
And that power.
Don't get me started on Robert Kraft. I cannot stand him. I was hoping TMZ could get their hands on that video, and when I say the video, I mean the actual, and the judge said, whoever he wants it destroyed, do not embarrass this man. It's okay to embarrass other people, but it's not okay to embarrass him. He said, if this video ends up getting circulated, somebody gonna answer to me.
And they those 10 to 15.
Man, if Belichick would have got caught doing that, oh my goodness, they'd still be talking about it.
Yeah,
if Belichick would have did that.
They would have released it.
Probably the same judge suppressed the videos that Roger Goodell had access to. It's probably the same judge. They probably bought them. They probably gave money.
They destroyed it. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You bring up some good points though, Mel. Yeah, I guess if he did cheat, and perhaps he did cheat more than I'm a proponent of they're all cheating, but perhaps he did cheat more than I know he got caught more. I know that much.
He definitely. He wasn't smart enough to not get caught, right?
Right. He either was cheating more or he wasn't smart enough to get away with it more.
I think that's
the second one was just for the first one.
But that's what arrogance can do, right? You say, well, I
can get away.
Do it again. Oh, I'm gonna do it again.
But you know what I'll say about the cheating thing, y'all? You know one thing I noticed? You can even overcome that though, because I've seen games where I can tell the refs are cheating. We're not stupid. We can tell when someone has brought off a ref. You can see it. We ain't dumb. The other team, I found, still can win. And it happened twice with our favorite team, I noticed, in particular. The first time, Trent, did y'all watch the America's game of the Ravens' first Super Bowl? It was like the documentary of the first
series.
And they interviewed Trent Dilfer. And they said, the Ravens were killing everybody at that point. That's when they was on their streak. They were murdering every Percy got it. They were murdering everybody. So they interviewed Trent and said, how come when y'all got to Tennessee, all of a sudden it's a game? Like, they was giving y'all a game. That score is not indicative of the game. The Ravens wound up beating them by like 2 touchdowns. That was not how the game went. The game was close the entire time. Yeah, and then all of a sudden at the end, it was like a block field goal, and Ray picked it off.
Snatched the ball from Eddie George and then took it in.
Right, all that happened at the end, man. That happened at the very end. That game was tight. Matter of fact, the Titans was winning in the first quarter. Right, so they like, Trent, how come y'all blowing all these people out and then you get to Tennessee? He said, because they was cheating. When they played Tennessee earlier in the season, because they were in the same division, AFC Central back then, so he said he turned around and looked at his playbook on the bench. He said it was gone.
Oh, that
couldn't find it. He said that he playbook. Yeah, he couldn't find it.
So he finally got the coach to admit it. Who was it? It was
Jeff Fisher.
Fisher. No, Fisher was one of his assistants.
Oh, okay.
I forgot his name.
Let me make my point. So look, in that game though, now it was tight up until the end, but the Ravens still won. Because they were good enough. So you can still I criticize people for cheating, but that is nowhere near I found a guarantee of you securing victory. Not even
That's
close.
True.
And
but
then the second
you also
example,
have to keep your composure. If you lose your mind, you take yourself out the game.
Right, and that takes me back to our QB1. But anyway, that's another story.
Boy.
So then of course the second time was in the second Super Bowl for the Ravens against San Francisco, and you don't need me to go into all the lights out thing.
That was Vegas.
But it was blatantly obvious somebody was like, let's slow down on this Ravens scoring train.
Somebody was losing money.
Right, the Ravens wound up winning anyway, so you can overcome it. It's harder, but it doesn't secure our outcome.
And Nephew, you said something, and then after this, we're gonna get into the Super Bowl predict. Oh no, that's next week.
No, it's still 2 weeks, so we can do that next week.
Yeah, table that. I'm getting sleepy.
Here, I know, right? I'm right with you. You were like, people hate success. When the 49ers were winning their 4 Super Bowls with Montana and Steve Young, I didn't actually hate the 49ers. I actually hated New England. The reason
Back then?
Back then?
You mean when New England successful?
Right,
I got you.
right.
Okay.
When New England was in
Okay.
the same division for like 20 straight years. We'll figure that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't hate the 49ers' success. They were just better than everybody else.
Yeah.
I always like to look at the litmus test of what a team is, does, or was before you get there and after you leave. Bill Walsh was great in pro and college. He took Stanford to relevance. He didn't win a national championship, but at Stanford, they're a brainiac. They're an academic school.
Academics.
Stanford and beat USC. USC is a football school. I'm looking at this guy after he left the 49ers. I'm like, he just knows coaching. Even if you know what you don't. If it's legit, then
I hear you. But there's also something to be said with how you win. You know, if you win with dignity, you're not cheating, you're not a jerk. Like Jerry Rice was likable. George Seifert was likable. Joe Walsh likable. Joe Montana, Steve Young likable. So
pretty good too.
Yeah, they were beyond pretty good. They were dumb, but I mean, you had nothing to say, right? It's like, just great. Even Cowboys fans would have to be like, I mean, they got us, right?
Yeah.
Patriots ain't that. Patriots did all kind of goofy and greasy stuff. Bending the rules. You remember that what was it that he did some goofy lineup and Harbaugh was losing his mind because Belichick found some wrinkle in the rule book which you could do, and Harbaugh was like, no, that's illegal. Yeah. And the Russ let it go. And Harbaugh just
something like that, right? He named it a special play that edges of the rule book. Now that I don't care about. That's in-game play, in-game advantages, in-game studying. You probably practiced it to death and you implemented it and it was successful. I don't put
It's
that.
just goofy though. But like I said, is it necessary? You trying to say y'all can't beat us straight up? So you gonna try this goofy stuff?
You trying to win a playoff game?
I don't, bro. Play us straight up. These are men. We grown men. You out here doing playground stuff, man. Come on, bro. What is we doing? It's not high school. No, I'm not saying it was cheating. It's just like I said. It's the combination of all these things where it's just like every time they come to mind, it's like
He got to prove he's smarter.
It's always something, right? So yeah.
Turns out he's not so smart. Somebody told y'all this 25 years ago, and y'all ripped me to pieces for it. And I never forgot. However, I let it go.
You just like the media.
That was before my time. That was before my time. I don't know about that.
You think the Ravens and the Steelers is? We the media now, bruh. Call it what you want. We opinionated, we emotional, depending upon the topic, and we got a lot to say. We the media now. It is what
I mean, and that's okay, but you got to have a measure of rationalism and, and objectivity.
All right. Listen to people over here.
And I promise you, some of the media folks was waiting for this moment for this dude to be eligible and be like, I got him. I finally got him. It's crazy.
5 years ago, they wasn't going to put. Look, another telling thing is it's about 50 to 52 votes. You need 40 to be first ballot. He wasn't anywhere near 40. He was in the 20s.
Yeah, no,
Really?
I agree.
Wow.
These reporters, they were the last kid picked on the playground. That's if they got picked. That's if they got picked at all.
It's not just reporters, though. Some of these voters are football minds. I know we have to go to the media. The 52 votes or 50 voters are not just pen and pencil guys.
Right.
With the journalism school in Syracuse. Some of them are football minds. Don't forget that. Some of these guys played, and even if they didn't play, were minds. So yes, a lot of them are media, not all of them. Some of them know football, and they stood in both for them. So we got to take that into consideration too.
Oh, they were waiting for their get back. They want their get back, man.
Listen, Barry Bonds injected all kinds of stuff in his veins and has more home runs than anybody. And hold your thought just for 1 second. Don't lose your thought. I want to hear what you got to say. His godfather is, I'm not going to say Willie Mays.
Yeah, it is Willie Mays.
It's Willie Mays.
And also Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson spoke out against his godson. See, I respect Frank Robinson. He helped raise this boy. Right, knew his father. And he was like, no, it's no room, no place in the game for it. Just because you're another profession, it doesn't mean you have to be silent or support it.
Right, I agree with that. You're right.
It don't make no sense. He spoke against his godson.
Maybe one reason I have a problem with this subject is because I'm somebody who is able to look at, even if it's somebody I don't like. I didn't like Roger Clemens, but he's one of the best pitchers I ever saw. I'm a Ravens fan. I can't stand Joey Porter. I'm bored. I watch all kinds of disgusting things that happen to him. But I tell you what, Mill knows how I feel about Troy Polamalu. He knows how I respect T.J. Watt. He knows what I think of Casey Hampton. So I'm able to now to this day, Shard, your son, still hates Polamalu. He won't even admit Polamalu was a great player. He said
He won't?
he said Polamalu, if Palamalu's face was on his Madden, the cover of the face, he said he would take something and scratch Palamalu's face off of the cover of the game.
That's crazy.
Now, he was little when he said that. I'm assuming that he's, got a pass.
I don't know.
I said, I don't know.
You see what's wrong is don't cheat. No, man. I got you.
When he was a little kid, Zay was like 6, and Mill came over the house and put, or maybe it was 8, something like that. Mill put his hat his Steeler hat on Zed's head. There you go, nephew. And Zed took it off and said, I'm going to put it on the grill and set it on fire. He was a little teeny kid when he said that. To his uncle, for peace sake. Don't mess around, man.
He was raised right.
Yeah, he worse than me. He worse than me.
No question about
What's wrong with
it.
that?
Generation.
All right, y'all. So
All right, fellas.
Fellas, I love you guys.
we'll talk Super Bowl next week, right?
We'll talk. We're going to do our amazing Super Bowl. I
Yeah,
can't.
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's going to be a defensive game. Defensive game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I have some. So, all right, fellas.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah,
Peace
y'all
out.
good.
All right.